Welcome to Jiva Yoga Live. I'm Hillary. Today we're looking at a flow that's going to help you with neck and shoulder pain. It's perfect for a yogi of any level, whether you're just starting out or you've been practicing a long time. It's very restorative. You don't need any props, so let's get started. We're going to start our nice juicy flow for neck and shoulder pain by coming into an easy sit pose, Sukhasana. If you want, you can support your hips by sitting on a blanket or a block, raising the hips above the knees. Whatever you need to do to find a nice, comfortable position. So before we move into any deep stretches, we want to warm up the shoulders and the neck just a little bit. So from our seated position, we'll just begin to move through a few gentle neck rolls, inhaling, exhaling as the neck comes down. You can let your nose guide the path of the movement. We'll reverse it, going in the opposite direction, drawing circles with the nose, breathing into the spaces in the back of the neck, making sure our shoulders are staying away from the ears. We'll take a side gaze to the left, inhale back to center and exhale over towards the right. Inhaling back to center, looking left, moving through a few of these at the pace of your own breath, connecting to your breath with the movement. Then perhaps dropping the ear to the shoulder. Inhale, exhale, ear to shoulder. And then maybe doing a few shoulder rolls, bringing the ears up and then, bringing the shoulders up towards the ears, then rolling the shoulders back down the body. And do this in the opposite direction, just warming up the neck and shoulders before we get into deeper stretches. Take whatever other movements you need to feel good, to open up just a little bit. And when you're ready, let's come to a tabletop position. So in a tabletop, remember, we always want to have a nice awareness of our alignment. We're bringing the wrists directly below the shoulders and the knees directly below the hips, tucking the navel into the spine and really widening the palms so that we're able to press into all of the fingertips, activate through the entire hand, and really press away from the earth so that we're feeling the stretch in the back of the body. We're feeling the stretch between the shoulder blades. Our first posture we want to come into is thread the needle. Before we do this, you may want to take a few rounds of cat and cow. Or if you find that the posture is a little too deep, you can always take a break and move through a couple of cat-cows just to open a little more. We're going to start by bringing the left hand below the face, still in the tabletop position. We'll inhale, we'll bring the right hand up towards the sky, turn the gaze towards the right palm, and as you exhale, thread the needle. Bring the arm beneath the left arm, bringing the shoulder and the cheek to the mat. Extend the left hand out in front of the body and make sure that you're keeping those hips square. So we don't want the hips coming off to the side in either direction. We want to make sure the hips are staying above the knees. We want to take some deep breaths into the posture. Really activate through the left arm, extend out from the left armpit, press into the back of the right hand, feel the stretch in the back of the right shoulder. Keeping the navel lifted to the spine. Breathing deeply into the space between the shoulder blades, relieving any pain, relieving any tension, finding some ease in the posture. And we'll inhale, bring the left hand back towards the mat, Press into it to support yourself back into tabletop. And we'll repeat on the opposite side. So this time bringing the right hand in front of where the face is. Inhaling, opening wide the left hand. Feel the stretch in the chest and the shoulder blades. And exhale, thread the needle. Bring the arm down across the body. Extend the right arm out in front of the body. Bring the cheek towards the mat and keep those hips squared, looking under the right arm, under the right elbow. Breathe deeply, tucking the navel into the abdomen, having awareness of the position of the hips, perhaps walking the fingertips a little further out in front of the body to get an even deeper stretch there in the back of the shoulder. Inhaling, returning the right hand towards the mat, pressing ourselves back up into tabletop, and coming to a nice kneeling position. The next pose you might not be so familiar with, but it's really similar to child's pose. It's fantastic for getting a stretch through the back of the neck, through the top of the spine, through the lower spine, even through the arms. It's really a great full body pose, and you can actually do this as an inversion. It has a lot of benefits of inversions. So if you're ever feeling that you want to get the benefits of an inversion, but you don't want to get your whole body upside down, this is a great pose to do. We'll start with a kneeling position. We're going to bring the hands around towards the heels. Grab the heels and let the thumbs be on the outside of the heels. We're going to just bend the body forward, bringing the top of the head towards the mat. So the crown is resting on the mat. We're really grabbing the backs of our feet and extending the arms. And as we inhale, we lift the hips high, creating a nice stretch through the back of the body. You can bring the head closer towards the knees to feel a deeper stretch in the upper body. And tuck the navel in towards the spine. Lift the hips high. Press the feet into the hands. Feeling a nice deep stretch in the back of the shoulders and the back of the neck. Taking a few deep breaths here, feeling the shoulders draw away from the ears, feeling the spine elongated from the tailbone to the neck. And we'll exhale, lower the hips down, release the arms, and press back up into a seated position. Wabbit pose. Next, we want to do a variation of eagle pose. So we'll just do this pose seated. The full posture is going to be a standing pose, a balanced pose, but we're just going to work with the arms today to get a nice stretch in between the shoulder blades and in the neck. So to do eagle pose, we can come into a kneeling position. You can flex the feet and sit on your heels if it helps give you a little more stability. And we're just going to open the arms wide into a T, cross the arms across the body, bring the right arm over the left, and then with the left and right hands coming together, we may want to grab palms or hook the thumbs together in front of the face. So we look like this. We lift the hands toward the sky, bringing the elbows a little higher, really feeling a stretch in the back of the shoulders, bringing the arms away from the body and towards the sky, keeping the chest lifted and the chin lifted. Breathing into the back of the shoulders. Lifting the arms for a deeper stretch. You can come as high up as is comfortable for you. And we'll exhale, release the arms, shake them out a bit. And then we'll simply cross them over, this time bringing the left hand on top, and bringing the thumbs together, the backs of the hands touch. And again, we're raising the fingertips and the elbows towards the sky, bringing the arms away from the body, breathing deeply into that space in the thoracic spine, lifting a little higher. Bring the gaze up with the palms. And we'll exhale back down to center. Release the palms. Let's come to a seated posture with the knees bent. We're going to bring the right knee the right leg underneath the left knee. Bring the right hip to the outside of the left hip. Bring the right foot to the outside of the left hip. And we'll cross the left foot to the outside of the right knee. We'll have some alignment here between the knees and the sternum. For half Lord of the Fish, this is a nice spinal twist. We're going to inhale, bring the left arm overhead, and then around behind the body, pressing into the mat, helping it give us some support and lift through the chest. We'll inhale the right arm above the head, and we'll exhale, bend the elbow, bring the elbow to the outside of the left knee, and twist, look over the left shoulder. As we inhale, we lift and lengthen through the spine, and we exhale, twist a little more from the abdomen, the lower abdomen, looking over the left shoulder and opening through the back of the left shoulder, through the chest. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift through the spine and the crown of the head. Exhale, bring your gaze even further through the left. Press the elbow into the left knee. We'll inhale and exhale, release the posture. Extend the legs out in front of you, and we'll reverse to the opposite side, this time bringing the left heel to the outside of the right hip and the right foot to the outside of the left knee. We'll be twisting the opposite direction this time. So we want to start by bringing the right arm up on an inhale, placing it behind the body for support. We'll inhale, bring the left arm up, and as we exhale, cross the elbow over towards the right knee and look over the right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, out of the tailbone, and exhale, look deeper towards the right, bringing the gaze as far as you can and really pressing into the right knee with the left elbow. Inhaling, exhaling, opening through the chest, rotating from the lower abdomen, lifting with each inhale, and bringing each exhale a little deeper into the twist. Inhale and exhale, release the posture. You can bring the legs out in front of you, shake them out just a bit, find some movement in the body, and then come to a kneeling position. We want to be on the backs of the heels and have flexed toes, and bring the hands to the hips or to the waist. We're going to come up into a kneeling posture like this. We want our hips squared, and we want to bring the hips below the heart and the heart below the head, so we have a nice alignment here, a nice neutral spine, neutral pelvis. We're not rotating the tailbone up, and we're not tucking it under too much. For now, we're just have a nice neutral spine. We'll bring the elbows together towards the back of the body. You may want to bring the palms face down against the back for more support, for more lift. And we're going to move into a camel pose, so keep the toes flexed for support. Inhale, lift the chest and lift the gaze. And exhale, tilt the hips forward. Find a little back bend, opening through the chest. Bring the elbows towards each other in the back of the body. Making sure the shoulders stay away from the ears. Inhale and exhale. As you exhale, try to get a little deeper into the back bend from the top of the back. If you want to deepen the posture more, you can bring the hands towards the heels, sink the hips forward, lift the chest, and really rotate through the shoulders, opening, pressing away from the heels with the hands, allowing the neck to extend backwards. Exhale to come up and sit the hips back towards the heels. Very good. Feeling much more open now. We're going to finish the flow today with a little pranayama, a breathing technique. So we'll just come back to the same way that we started the flow, your Sukhasana position. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale it all the way out. Again, breathing in all the way through the base of the spine, up through the collarbone, and exhale it completely. Let's bring the fingertips to the tops of the shoulders. Extend the elbows out away from the body energetically so you really feel a stretch beneath the lower arm and even out of the armpits here. To do this pose, we're just going to think about exhaling. We don't need to think about our inhale. It's going to happen automatically. So all we're going to do, if you want to watch me demonstrate before you start practicing, is twist each side. And as you're twisting, you're going to have a forceful exhale. And naturally your body inhales as you come back to center and you continue exhale to the next side. You can close your eyes to do this, but you want to bring your face towards the side of the body that you're twisting towards. So we'll just do this for about 20 breaths. You can count them in your head, and I'll be counting them in mine too. So to begin, inhale, exhale completely, and then twist. Good. When you're doing this pranayama, you really want to make sure you're staying anchored in the hips and keep the navel tucked into the spine. It's going to help you ground and not move all over the place as you're twisting. You can take 2 or 3 rounds of this, and if you start to feel a little lightheaded or dizzy, just drop it and return to a normal breath. It's a great way to move prana through the body, to really move some oxygen through all of those muscles that we just opened up. And by opening up the muscles even more with oxygen, we're creating a wider range of mobility that's going to help relieve our tension and our pain, and also prevent any tension and pain from building up later. So that's your flow. Thanks for joining us here at Jiva Yoga Live. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so you can get alerts about future videos. Namaste.